And when you can get yourself together, then we can have this conversation. But I'm not
Right.
going to have this conversation with you in this state. That's just not going to happen. And so you need to walk away. And here's the key part when you do this. If you're doing everything we're saying, you're tracking the conversation and all that, right? You see what's going on. You're seeing the conversation is going. It's not going well. You set the back. And you're making sure your side of the street's clean, right? So you're not being critical back towards her. You're trying to listen to her, empathize with her. You're not calling her any names. You're not doing any of that, right? So guess what happens? Here's this magic, right? Because what a lot of guys say, women don't want to take responsibility. Women run from responsibility. Women never want to be accountable for their actions, right? This is the key thing to make any woman in your life be accountable for what she does. If you do everything we're saying, and then you set that boundary, and you enforce it, and you walk away, this is what you're going to get. She has no choice but to look at her own behaviors. And not look at you and say, oh, well, I wouldn't have if you. Why? Because I didn't do any of that. So now she's stuck with the bad attitude. Now she's stuck with the poor communication. Now she's stuck with the criticism and the contempt. And she has no other ammunition to use to justify that poor behavior, that emotional instability. So by default, you force her to take accountability because she cannot come back to the conversation with you unless she changes her behavior. So to change her behavior, she has to take accountability for it. And once that starts happening, you keep holding that boundary and holding that line, you're going to see the problem solved in just like that. This is on the other side. You're being the listener and she's being the speaker. But what I am saying is, do not be scared of your woman's emotional reaction. Don't be, because it literally doesn't do anything. I promise you. You've all experienced it. You've already been yelled at. When I had that realization in my own relationship, and I was like, wait a second. Who cares? I don't care if you get mad. What does that matter to me? Get mad. Okay. Just what does that do? Right? I just want to encourage you guys, don't be scared if your woman gets mad. And honestly, if she gets violent, you call the police. I'm gonna keep it a stat. Call the police. She putting her hands on you because that's a whole nother thing as well, like domestic violence against men and things like that. And we're like, well, I don't want to say anything because it's like a woman do. No. Don't put your hand. That's a boundary. Don't put your hands on me.
Another boundary. Yeah.
So what I'm saying, long story short, because I can start going off on a tangent on that. Don't be scared to bring stuff up just because you think she's gonna get mad, right?